Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank where I climb the online VGC 20 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. For the last two episodes, we've been using this really interesting Hail team with Pokemon like Coalossal and Choice Scarf Manectric, so we'll be playing one more episode with it today. Once again, huge thank you to DragonairJordan for the team. This is a rental team, so feel free to try it out yourselves. The code is in the description below, and let's get started with today's episode. I'd highly recommend the last two episodes if you haven't seen them already. I think it gives some pretty good insight into how the team can be used, and overall, I've been pretty happy about the fact that we've been able to feature most of the different modes of this team already. That being said, I feel like I haven't utilized it to its full potential. We haven't gotten a Swords Dance off with the Sandslash yet, so that would be really cool to pull off in the last episode today. I think one thing that I've probably been underutilizing a little bit is the Sandslash plus the Togetic, and so that's a potential lead combination that I don't think I've really explored quite yet. We also haven't actually gotten the Self Flamethrower onto the Coalossal to activate Steam Engine, even though I've led Coalossal Manectric a bunch of times. So, a couple things to watch out for as we get started with today's episode. Question of the day, I want to know what your first shiny Pokemon was. I feel like these are always, at least for me, it was like a super memorable experience, and mine was a shiny Wooper back in Diamond and Pearl. So yeah, I always hold that near and dear to my heart. There's a regular Executor here, which is really interesting, as well as a Coalossal. So that is unique, that's for sure. Sandslash is not that fast. Yeah, this is Adamant as well. The thing about Sandslash is, like, I could lead Ninetales Sandslash. I mean, I have to worry about Surf, right? But the thing is that I have my own Coalossal. So if my opponent wants to activate their weakness policy, they're going to have to activate our weakness policy in Steam Engine as well. That could be interesting. This is not max speed, though, so I worry that the opposing Coalossal will just outspeed. I mean, we do have Pre-Marina as well, so I question how much my opponent will actually go with the Weavile route. Can I get away with Togetic and Sandslash? I think the answer is actually yes. I was talking about this as a lead earlier, but I think it could be quite good here. So Togetic, Sandslash, Ninetales, and Pre-Marina is what I'm leaning towards. Scarf Manectric's interesting, but I don't think it does that much. Yeah, let's try this out. The idea behind Togetic Sandslash is that I can use the Togetic to redirect an attack away from the Coalossal should Coalossal get activated, and then my Sandslash can just max Quake in return for a knockout. So, yeah. Let's get into the first game of today's episode. As always, if you enjoyed, please share support by leaving a like. And we are getting really, really close to the DLC, so I'm excited. It's about a week away, and I think, yeah, it's just going to be a refreshing change of pace. Okay, so they do go with Weavile and Coalossal. So yeah, I mean, the lead I'm leaning towards here, turn 1, is just a follow me into Max Quake. Because if they don't expect the Max Quake, like, we can maybe just one-shot here. And if we trade Coalossal for Togetic, I think that would be super, super worth. Oh no. You know what they can go for, actually? They can Surf Heat Wave here. I didn't think about that. That would be really bad. And I actually think I needed to cover for that option. Because if they Surf Heat Wave, we just lose. Like, you just outspeed. You break the Sash with the Weavile as well. What could I have done to counteract that? Not really much. Let's see if they go for it. I actually think that would be their best play here, and if I were in my opponent's position, I think that's what I would go for. So if they Dynamax, like, we want to see Coalossal Max here. If not, it's doomed. Like, it's just doomed on turn 1. I could have led Pre-Marina into this, I guess, but I was fearing the Eggy and the Dracozolt, and I was like, is my opponent really going to lead Cole when I have Weavile, or when I have my own Cole? Like, would they risk surfing into my own Coalossal is the question. Okay, but they Dynamax. So, we're still in it. But either way, the fact that we could have just lost on turn 1 to a Surf Heat Wave means I needed a better game plan. Because I didn't think about that possibility. But fortunately, they actually save us by choosing to Max here. Now, I don't know if Max Quake gets the one-hit KO. That is the other question. I feel like Cole probably survives, which could be really bad for us. Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like it's going for the Surf here. Yep. We get the Follow Me. That's going to redirect an attack away from... Oh, actually, after the little bit of chip damage from Surf, I'm thinking Quake is a KO. Let's see. If it's a KO, I think the game is just instantly over, honestly. Yeah, they go for Flare. So they also don't get a Vocalith off, which is nice. And, oh, Togetic tanks that. Okay. Well, that's actually really interesting then, because even if we don't pick up the knockout here... Oh, I guess this next turn... Oh, yeah, you're faster with the Coalossal now over Weavile. Okay, so we don't pick up the knockout, but I think that's fine. Because now... my opponent has to max guard and attack with the Weavile. I think that's their best play. I could just double protect here. Because what you should do here is you should, like, I can just follow me, right? I mean, they might Vocalith into Togetic, but it's pretty high risk because I feel like Sandslash is so good against them otherwise. I'm assuming they have triple Axel, so if I'm my opponent, I'm max guarding here and triple Axeling into Togetic. The play I'm leaning towards here is double protect, and if I call this correctly, we're in a really good spot. But they might have just gone for Vocalith, honestly. They just went for Vocalith, I think. I mean, maybe they flared into the Sandslash, which would be okay, but I thought Max Guard would make a lot of sense there. Okay, they did go for Vocalith. Oh, into Sandslash, actually. Okay. So that's actually fine, then. Question is what they go for this next turn. Like, I'm leaning towards the follow me. Question is whether I want to target Cole here or not. Because I have Primarina with Aqua Jet in the back, so what I could do is Hailstorm here, and then Aqua Jet maybe knocks out the Cole. So I'm actually going to go for that. But they don't go for the max card. That's still fine, though, I think. Yeah, they'll get the Vocalith off. So they will get residual damage off here. Now, obviously, I could have just gone for Quake or Steel Spike into Cole, but if Cole protects there, that's really bad for us, right? So now it's like, I'll get the Hail up, which means Weavile outspeeds, and then, you know, Cole takes a little bit of chip damage here, and then I get the Aqua Jet the subsequent turn as well into Cole, which I think should be a KO after its Dynamax is reverted. So this will be an interesting endgame. But I actually think we're not in terrible shape. The downside is I'm going to have to take residual from Vocalith these next couple of turns. Wow. A Hailstorm did 50%. It's impressive damage. Okay, so I can bring in Prim now and just Aqua Jet Iron Head, I think is the play I'm thinking of. I guess the question is whether Aqua Jet KOs or not, but I'm fairly confident it should. I think we have to go for that play. I'm assuming Cole outspeeds the Sandslash here. You know, most Coalossals have a lot of speed investment now, so you outspeed even things at +2. Yeah, I think it's got to be an Aqua Jet and a Iron Head here. Actually, I could go for... The thing here is I don't have to necessarily Iron Head because they might switch out and they have a bunch of steel resists, whereas they don't have a ground resist. I guess Aggie is a ground resist, but you wouldn't switch that in. So I am going to go for the drill run. Obviously, it's 95% accurate, so it's a little bit risky, but Weavile shouldn't pressure us with a knockout here anyway. Cole protects, and this is what could be a slightly problematic now if they have the... What was I going to say? If they have Primarina in the back, because if you have Primarina in the back, you can just follow me. If that's the case, I think we lose. So part of me wishes I didn't reveal Aqua Jet there, but obviously we had to. The Rocks damage just really adds up, and this is just the strength of late game Vocalith, right? So, yeah, I mean, Sandslash did well, but not getting the one-shot there was a little unfortunate, but I probably needed a better lead here anyway. They bring out Dracozolt, though. Huh. Dracozolt? Can't we just Aqua Jet here, then? And... That's really surprising, actually. And Triple Axel? I feel like that's like the last Pokemon you want to bring out right now. They don't protect either Pokemon. Why'd they bring out Dracozolt? Was there really no better option in the back? Maybe it's Aggie, then. Okay. Well, Triple Axel's really good here. If we hit all three, I mean, I think we just win. Okay, that's 2. Nice. We've been very fortunate in our time using this team. You know, not too much bad RNG, and we've hit most of our attacks fully, which has been really lucky. Okay, so it's a 3-on-1 now. And I don't, like... I guess Dracozolt must have been their best option. Like, I feel like if you had Lapras, that would have been a perfect position to bring Lapras out in. And Executor, then, is what I'm thinking my opponent's last one is. What is that? It's Volcarona. Why? Unless the Volcarona didn't... Like, if Volcarona had Rage Powder, I think it absolutely should have come out there last turn. I'm just going to Hydro Cannon here, because Volk shouldn't be able to knock out the Primarina. And I'm just going to Drill Run here. If we hit our attacks, we should be good, but... yeah, that was really surprising. I think maybe my opponent was fearing a Rock Slide. As we managed to crit there, actually. Ooh, Fiery Dance, that's cool. If they didn't have Rage Powder, then that makes sense. Actually, even if you don't have Rage Powder, though, I still think Volcarona is better to bring up because you at least pressure the Sandslash with a knockout. And it's Life Orb with Fiery Dance, so I'm guessing it doesn't have a... yeah, my best guess is that it did not have Rage Powder. So that makes a little bit more sense, but I still think Volk is better to bring over the Dracozolt there. We ended up missing the Hydro Cannon, but that's fine. Let's see. We outspeed with the Ninetales, so I'm pretty sure Aqua Jet into Blizzard into Hail plus Life Orb should pick up the KO here. So I don't want to even risk missing, so I'm just going to go for the Aqua Jet. Let's see. Last turn of Hail. Ooh, last turn of Hail. Okay, so that does mean we're not going to be 100% accurate going into next turn. Do I Aurora Veil here then? No, I think it's fine. Yeah, they don't protect. Is Aurora Veil always better there? Oh, Aqua Jet picks up the KO, so the answer then is yes, we should have Aurora Veiled. What's the reason to Blizzard there? My fear is if Aqua Jet doesn't KO. No, I guess if Volcarona has Protect, you always go for it there. What's the downside if I Aurora Veil? Because I always outspeed. I guess it's what just happened here. If I get burnt, yeah, I mean, Heat Wave shouldn't KO the Ninetales after AV is up, and there's the Life Orb damage, so I think Aurora Veil actually would have been better there. That was kind of a surprising win, though. I don't think we should have won that one, given like Cole was able to set up there. But if anything, that just shows you the power of late game Sandslash. Like Triple Axle, same type attack bonus, is really, really powerful. So, you know, Alolan Sandslash actually surprisingly gets really, really good coverage, especially when you throw Max Quake onto it as well. So, yeah, you know, had a lot of good late game damage output there. Okay, Dracozolt here. Dracozolt's pretty scary. They're gonna max... I mean, Dracozolt, Primarina, and Pharaoh are the main max options. I think Zolt will probably often max here. Question is if I want to lead the Manectric, because I could go, like, Manectric, Ninetales. I think Talonflame often comes out as a lead here. Like, I can see Talonflame Zolt, Talonflame Primarina, Talonflame Urshifu all coming out right now. I could go Primarina Coalossal, right? Because, like, even if you have Tailwind up, Coalossal outspeeds most of your team. Is Sandslash a mistake in this one? I think probably. I kind of want to go, like, Ninetales Manectric as a lead, and then Coalossal Primarina in the back. Does that make sense? I think Sandslash works here, because it does pressure the Dracozolt a lot. Like, immensely. But... do you really want to bring Dracozolt into this team when I have Hail? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. They have a lot of options here. It looks like that's going to be Talonflame Primarina. Okay. Talonflame Primarina. I think that's not bad for us. Actually, no, it's pretty bad. Right? Because can't they just go Max Geyser into Ninetales? Tailwind Max Geyser turn 1? That feels like a really safe play on their end. Not great. Here's a really interesting option, though, because if you max the Primarina, I could just go Hypnosis right now into it. Hypnosis Volt Switch. Because if Primarina maxes and it does Geyser, like, there's no point in clicking Aurora Veil this turn, right? So I like the idea of Hypnosis and Volt Switch. I either get chip damage... I don't want to knock out Talonflame because that's pretty useless against a Coalossal. Yeah, I'm going to go for this. Oh, they don't max. Okay, that's a good decision on their end. But I don't think that means they shouldn't KO either Pokemon here. Oh, we're still faster with the Manectric. Okay, that's really good to know. That was a lot of damage, too. Okay, that's actually not too bad here, then. Although, obviously, I could have gotten an Aurora Veil up, which would have been really nice here. It's fine, I think. The fact we're faster than Primarina is really good. Like a Blizzard would have been super nice here. They just go for a Moonblast. Okay, interesting. Into my Primarina, too, which we take with no problem. Special attack drop, a little unfortunate, but that's fine. And we are going to connect with Hypnosis. That makes this match really interesting now, because that slot is completely useless this subsequent turn. You know what I'm actually going to go for here? Yeah, I know the play here. The play is to switch the Ninetales out into Coal right now and just self Aqua Jet. Yeah, that's definitely the play right now. I think even if we missed Hypnosis there, we'd actually honestly be in decent shape, because I could just protect Ninetales and attack this next turn. But the reason why I did go for the Hypnosis there was because I thought Primarina was very likely to Dynamax. If you max Geyser and I go for an Aurora Veil, it's just a complete waste of a turn. Okay, so the thing is here, Cole can just really sweep through now. They're wasting their own Tailwind turns as well, and they protect Talonflame, which is even better, so I don't even take any chip damage with my Primarina. Okay, there's the Aqua Jet. Now, obviously, we take a fair amount of damage there, but it's fine. Like, we have Cole set up now, right? And that's the dream. Okay, ideally, we want to knock my opponent out on the last turn of their Tailwind so that they won't get another one up. But I think Coalossal should outspeed the Primarina now. Yeah, it does. So, like, I think it's fine to just max Cole here. Do I even need a max? I could just Heat Wave here. But I risk missing Heat Wave. There's still 2 turns of Tailwind left on my opponent's end. I just... Like, the reason I don't want to max is because I'm not going to take damage with Cole here, most likely. They should Brave Bird. I think I'll play it safe here. I'm just going to max. Go for the Volcalith. And... what I actually don't want to do is KO the Talonflame right now. I might not end up knocking it out anyway. Like, it doesn't matter if it survives this turn or not. Like, my opponent shouldn't be able to get a second Tailwind up, and that's the most important thing in this game. Okay. So we're in really good shape right now, because we've got Coalossal set up. We're about to stall out my opponent's Tailwind. I just don't know if it was the right decision to Dynamax this turn. Like, I think we could have gotten away with Heat Wave, but if we miss and Primarina wakes up, like, we're doomed. So it's not worth that small percentage of missing, I think. Honestly, Talonflame probably goes down here anyway. Oh, wow, that just KO'd. Sharp Beak, then? Or Life Orb? One of the two? I think it's Sharp Beak. Should I have conserved Primarina? No, I don't think it was that important here. I think it's fine that we lose it. We get rid of the Primarina from the opposing end. I don't know. It's like if I miss Heat Wave there, I just lose instantly. I just don't want to take that 10% chance. While it puts us in a slightly more favorable position, I don't think we need to go for that. So it just didn't make me feel super comfortable. So there's that one last turn of max here. They have Tailwind up. Cole should outspeed the majority of their team. I think I'm going to bring out Ninetales, because Scarf Manectric feels pretty good in the late game against a lot of their Pokemon. Is that Clef? Wow. Now that's interesting. They're bringing out Clef. Okay. Well, then I think my play here is to protect the Ninetales. Actually, I don't think we need to protect Ninetales. I think we can just Volcalith here. Because if they target Ninetales, they take so much damage. So I'm actually going to Aurora Veil and Volcalith here. What's their Dynamax option now? Yeah, they go for... Okay, they protect Clef. Ooh, that means Talonflame survives this turn, doesn't it? Oh, actually, with Flare Blitz recoil? No, I don't think so. I don't know. If I protect their... Like, the thing is I want Talonflame to faint here, right? Because now they're forced to bring in their last Pokemon. It's probably going to be Urshifu, isn't it? I think it's going to be Urshifu. We still have one more max turn here. This is why I was hesitant to max earlier, right? Like, I could have just Heat Wave these last 2 turns. But once again, single miss is really bad. We don't want to leave it open to a potential miss there. So the thing is, Clef is going to go down here. I still have one more turn of Dynamax, so it's... What is your last one? I'm expecting Urshifu if I had to guess. What is that? Was that Zolt? Ooh. That one, it was a big mistake for me to sack the Ninetales. I played this thinking Urshifu would be the last one. That is a problem. Because we can't knock it out. Manectric doesn't do enough damage. I think if you have Max Quake, which you should, you just win now. So, nicely done on my opponent's end. I really thought Urshifu would be the last one. All I needed to do was bring in the Manectric instead of the Ninetales, but I was worried about my opponent getting a free switch and into the Urshifu. So they played really well defensively to stall out my Max. Well done, well done. I feel like like after having such an early lead, we really should have had control of this game. But some really nice plays from my opponent's end. Yeah, there's not much I can do here. And I'm sure you have Max Quake on the Dragonair. I should have thought about that a little bit more. So instead of bringing out the Ninetales earlier, like I also could have protected the Ninetales there, and maybe I should have. Like I shouldn't have just given it up for free. Because in my head, I just thought Urshifu was definitely going to be the last one. So this was me kind of not considering my opponent's late game win conditions super well, and I should have kept that more in mind. So, good execution. Really, really good execution. We'll knock out the Clef, but, like, unless you don't have Max Quake for some reason. But even if you don't have Max Quake, like, I can't KO anyway. All I needed to do was switch out the Manectric and the Ninetales switch-ins here. So, really well managed for my opponent. I thought, like, this game looked really hard for them to win after I got the Coalossal set up, but they played this perfectly to put themselves in a winning position here. Yeah, there's Max Quake. Well done. Really, really well done. And yeah, oh, they target Manectric. I mean, it's still over, though, I think, because my Coal just doesn't do enough damage here. I would need a... Even a Heat Wave Burn doesn't do anything for us. Yeah, and they get special defense boost, too, so it's over. I just really didn't think they'd bring the Dragonair into a matchup with Sandslash and Ninetales, which is why I switched out Ninetales earlier, so... then the question I have to ask myself is it always better to bring the Manectric out there? Because let's say my opponent's last one is Water Urshifu, then what do we do? Although, if they have Water Urshifu, wouldn't they just lead that? It's probably Dark Urshifu, right? So I think because they led Primarina, you could probably deduce that it's not... One, it's not Water Urshifu, or two, they don't have Urshifu in the back. So it would have been better to just bring out the Scarf Manectric there, eat up a Flare Blitz. I don't even know if that KOs us, but even if it does, it's fine, because then we have Ninetales for damage into Lizolt here. Let's see. Is there any chance of us winning? I think the only chance is... actually, 2 Max Quake should just KO through Protect, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so I don't really think there's any shot here. Well played. Really, really well played. I made a gamble thinking my opponent wouldn't bring Dragonair because we have Hail, and that gamble failed. But we had the right tools to win this despite all that, and I didn't execute them super, super well. What would I have done differently? I mean, the Manectric lead was not bad, but it was really useless in this late game. We had Primarina. Okay, I guess the other thing that caught me off guard was Primarina getting one-shot by that Brave Bird. So I could have switched out at the turn we got hit by that Brave Bird. I'm guessing it was Sharp Beak there. I think that would make a lot of sense. But that was just, yeah, really great late game comeback from my opponent. And I think based off the Pokemon we brought here, the one thing I really could have done differently, like I said, was swapping out the Manectric first and then have the Ninetales in the back. In my head, I was like, Manectric is a better late game sweeper against a lot of what my opponent has. Oh, okay, we went up against this team just the other day, I think. That's pretty cool. I don't remember what happened last time we played. I think they ended up having Imprisoned Chandelure, and I was expecting like Trick Room reversals the entire time, but it didn't come out. There is a Weezing here, though, which is really bad. Weezing is a very, very tough matchup. However, I think this is a really good matchup for Sandslash. So I'm at least going to lead that. I kind of like Sandslash Manectric here. Obviously, we want Ninetales. The thing is that Togetic could be valuable here, because I can Sandslash, Volt Switch, go into Togetic, which provides me some support. But I think the Chandelure is too much of a threat to not bring Primarina. Now, we also could have gone with the Coalossal approach here, but the Weezing just shuts down Coalossal too hard, I think. Because they have Barraskewda as well. Yeah, I remember our opponent here actually commented in the comment section last time we played them. They had a super cool team, obviously, and I think they said Barraskewda might have been choice banded. Either way, this is definitely one of the more interesting teams we've run onto the ladder in recent days, so cool to get a rematch against him. Weezing does shut down a lot of this team, right? Because it means I don't get the Hail up, it means I don't get the Speed Boost up with Sandslash, it means I don't get Coalossal up, and this team very much is dependent on Coalossal and Sandslash sweeping through. But they go Barraskewda Vanillux, interesting. Okay, so that gives me Hail up immediately, which is nice. I have to wonder here if there's a switch into Weezing. I think that could be likely. Man, I honestly want to just max Steel Spike and Volt Switch Barraskewda here. Because, like, that covers pretty much every option. Vanillix isn't really a threat here. Oh, I guess Barraskewda could have a fighting type attack, and what you could do is switch Vanillix out into Wheezing, and then, like, fighting type attack into... Okay, they don't switch out, though. Huh. Barraskewda is really fast. I'm assuming Scarf Manectric outspeeds. Like, Manectric's pretty dang fast, too, but I actually don't know that off the top of my head. Let's see. If I had Rockfall here, I think Rockfall into Vanillix would be very nice, but alas, I do not. Alright. Is Barraskewda maxing? Because if so, I don't know if Steel Spike into Volt Switch is a KO. Maybe I needed to Quake there, then. Yep, Barraskewda maxes. I mean, this thing is so frail that I'm thinking this double up might still pick up the knockout. If I had Thunderbolt, it definitely would. Let's see. Surprised Wheezing didn't come out. Okay, we get the Scarf Volt Switch off. I think that should be a KO. If not, I'll be very sad. I might just miss out on it, though. That's my fear. Ninetales for Primarina. I think we go into Ninetales for the pressure of Aurora Veil this next turn. A Quake definitely would have sealed up the KO there, so maybe I should have just gone for the Quake. Okay, we get the Steel Spike off. I mean, same type attack bonus here. Okay. Thank goodness that worked. The only fear there is, yeah, if I mentioned Barraskewda doesn't max, you go for a fighting type attack into Sandslash and switch out the... Oh, but then you'd have to Dynamax the Barraskewda, because if you don't Dynamax, Volt Switch just KOs you, because I have the Choice Scarf. So I cannot express how good the Choice Scarf on the Manectric on this team is. It's just so valuable. Blizzard comes out, but that's really fine. No big deal. The nice thing is we can't get frozen here either. So we are in very, very good shape now, because they don't have a Dynamax to play with, and pretty sure Sandslash just kind of sweeps through their entire team. Yeah, I mean, Haxorus comes out here. I think I'm content to just Hailstorm it. And I don't even need to Roar. I think we can just Blizzard here. Because, like, Blizzard here breaks a potential Sash on the Vanillux, so then next turn I can Steel Spike and Blizzard. And then Blizzard would be single target on the Haxorus. So, yeah. Sandslash was just amazing in this matchup, honestly. Like, that alone kind of won us the game. The only thing that I was really worried about was, like, Chandelure plus Wheezing. You use the Wheezing to shut down Sandslash's speed, and then Chandelure can outspeed maybe and just click Heat Wave. That would be pretty scary. But that's why the Scarf Manectric is really cool, too, because you get the jump on a lot of things. You can Snarl, you can Volt Switch. So having the Scarf here is really valuable, right? Because if we're not Scarf, you can just dunk on the Manectric, and it just faints. Yeah, and Jolteon's the last one. So as you see, like, you actually get really, really good type coverage between Steel, Ground, and Ice, right? That's a very unique combination in the format at the moment. So I am just going to Quake here into Jolteon. I guess we can Aurora Veil. Yeah, like, Vanillix is just not doing anything in this position. So this was just a demonstration of how good Sandslash could potentially be in VGC 2020 in Series 6 specifically. Now, one of the main reasons Sandslash thrives a little bit more, well, there's so many reasons. If you look at the ban list from Series 6, like, no Torkoal, that alone is really bad. No Tyranitar, like, weather control, right? It's a lot easier to get away running Rain or Hail, which is what we've been able to do in the last couple of, the last week or so. So those combinations thrive a lot more. You don't have Incineroar to Intimidate, and, I mean, Incineroar is one of the worst matchups for Sandslash, right? Because Max Quake doesn't KO after an Intimidate. You can just get Flare Blitz. Like, Incineroar alone as a non-Dynamax Pokemon threatens Sandslash as a Dynamax Pokemon. That's no longer around. Cinderace, obviously a huge threat with Max Flare, the G-Max version as well as Max Knuckle. So much of what no longer is in the format, like, allows Sandslash to thrive a little bit more in Series 6. And that's why Series 6 is really interesting, if you ask me. Okay, this next team's really interesting. They have 3 Electric type weak, but they also have a Raichu. They have Tailwind. This does not look like a good matchup, I'm going to be honest. You know one thing that I actually am really curious about? Does Life Dew activate Steam Engine? And the reason I ask that is because if you Life Dew next to a Gastrodon, Gastrodon gets the Storm Drain off. I don't think I would go for it here anyway, but that's just something I just thought about after playing with this team for like 10 games or so. What's scary here? I mean, this could be a good Cole game, depending on what my opponent leads with, but they should lead to beat Cole. So if you want to beat Coalossal, you can just go like Talonflame and Lapras. Though I could just Aqua Jet Max Vocaloid. Huh. What about Raichu Lapras? That seems okay. I feel like I'm forced to go Cole here. Do I really just go Primarina Coalossal? It feels so obvious here. I don't like this. I went Ninetales Sandslash in the back, but I don't think that actually cleans up the late game here because there's a lot of good resists on my opponent's team. The only question is, was Manectric appropriate to bring here? Like, Manectric, I wanted to because my opponent has 3 electric weaves, but it's just that Raichu that really scares me. I think looking back, though, Manectric is probably the right one to bring because they can outspeed Lapras under Tailwind, potentially, and that's exactly what we see here as a lead. Pretty sure Cole should outspeed We could max Flare turn 1 so that we survive the turn. But I'm honestly leaning towards just the Aqua Jet max Vocaloid turn 1. If they Geyser, they knock us out. I don't think we knock out Lapras at +2, but I could be wrong. I mean, if we do, that would be amazing for us. But I don't think I have another play here because Sandslash and the Ninetales are going to lose to Lapras, right? We're not going to beat that. So I couldn't go with Sandslash this game, so it feels like Cole has to be the Dynamax Pokemon, and the thing is, if I go with Manectric doesn't work because, so unfortunately we never really got to sell Flamethrower, but it doesn't work here, because if I sell Flamethrower, the Talonflame just outspeeds, so I need the priority from the Primarina. I'm pretty sure Lapras should survive the Vocaloid, unfortunately, but if somehow +2 Vocaloid KOs, that would be huge. Like, if it KOs, we would just win on turn 1, honestly. It would be so hard to... It's so hard to come back if G-Max Coalossal picks up a knockout on turn 1. So let's see. Should be just Tailwind Geyser here. And I'm pretty sure we should outspeed Lapras after getting the Aqua Jet off. Best case scenario would be my opponent predicting Cole to, like, protect and then targeting Primarina for some reason. Because if that's the case, then, you know, Cole just lives to see another day. But I don't really think we had another play to go for here. So I'm pretty sure Coalossal at +6 should outspeed Lapras at +2, but let's find out. Yep, okay, good. Let's see how much this does. Oh. Okay. Nice, that's a thumbs up from me. Okay. See, the thing is, I don't know what else I can lead to beat Talonflame Lapras. Like, I think it has to be this. I actually thought Lapras would survive that, but I guess it is Meteor Beam, so it's a stronger Vocaloid as well. Huh. I wonder if that's a guaranteed KO. I want to do that calc afterwards. They bring out Volk. I mean, there's just nothing my opponent can do now. It feels really tough for them, right? Like, I have Sandslash Ninetales in the back as well. I'm just gonna Hydro Cannon, yeah. And Vocaloid. Like, I just don't, yeah. Okay. I am curious, so I do want to do that damage calc. Because I feel like this is a calc I should know. Like, this is a pretty relevant calc. Cole's been around for a while, so is Lapras. So Coalossal, Lapras. I mean, let's just assume max HP. Normally, that's what people like to go for. Max HP, Dynamax +2. Yeah, okay, so my assumption in thinking it wouldn't KO is actually right. Coalossal's max Rockfall here against max HP Lapras. If you're timid, does 76 to 90, and if you're modest, it's still 99% at maximum. So, given that it's a Tailwind team, like there was a Talonflame, like, it gives us time for a 5th game, so why not? Given that it was a Tailwind, Tailwind Talonflame, I think my best bet is that it was speedier Lapras with Life Orb, which means that you're taking investment out of HP. So if you have no HP investment, for example, then the Vocaloid is an 81% chance to knock out, if you're modest. And if you're timid, I forget if this, I think this one's modest, if I remember correctly. Timid is 31% chance to KO. Yeah, so I didn't think we'd KO there, but the fact that we did was just like GG instantly. To be honest, if we don't pick up the knockout there, I actually think we lose. Well, I mean, they have Talonflame, they brought in Volcarona, it's like we have Ninetales Sandslash in the back. So Primarina is really good against Talonflame and Volk, but the thing is that if the Talonflame has a Sharp Beak, we all saw earlier how Primarina gets wrecked by a Brave Bird. Vileplume. Okay, that's interesting. Hail looks really good here, though. Like, they don't have weather control. And I guess you could Thunder Wave still. That's where Manectric can come in. I can switch in with Lightning Rod. I kind of like Ninetales Sandslash here. I do. What do I want on the back? Now I see the Dragonair, so I'm like, okay, last time I got wrecked by late game Dragonair. Manectric is interesting because I can snarl things with Scarf, which actually feels pretty valuable. But this could be a Togetic Primarina game as well. Like, because this feels like a kind of a protect the Sandslash kind of game. Does Primarina really offer me much here? It helps. The other part of me wants to lead Ninetales and Manectric, but Sandslash does put on an immense amount of pressure on turn 1. I don't know, though. I feel like if we can get Sandslash in for the late game, it should just knock out everything. So let's try Ninetales, Manectric, Togetic, Sandslash. I don't know if that's the right approach, but I think I want to... okay, I will say the only downside of this is if I lead Sandslash, I can pressure immediately. This actually could have been a Togetic Sandslash game as well, I think. But there's a lot of big offensive threats on the opposing end, so I don't know if I'd really be able to get a Swords Dance off easily. That being said, I don't know. I actually think this, if I were to re-lead, maybe that would actually work. Let's see. Okay. Grimmsnarl and Dracozolt. Yeah, Sandslash would have worked out here. I mean, they're obviously not going to want to max Lightning, so you'd have to... Ooh, that's actually interesting, because that means you can't knock out Ninetales, can you? Max Quake won't one-shot us. So you'd probably want to Fake Out into Ninetales. Or you can just Light Screen, obviously. But for that reason, I actually like the idea of Aurora Veil into Volt Switch. I can't believe my opponent led this against potential Sandslash Ninetales lead, though. That's honestly kind of surprising to me. But the thing here is that you can't max Wormwind in the Ninetales because it's Fairy, and you can't max Lightning it because of the threat of Lightning Rod also. I'm still just surprised my opponent led this, though, but let's see. Because if I just led the Sandslash, I don't know, I feel like they didn't have great counters to it, because I could have just gone Hailstorm Blizzard turn 1, or just double Protect into Hailstorm Blizzard the next turn. But I guess their plan was probably to just set up screens. They have Taunt. Good call there on their end. I think it's likely Max Quake comes out here, so I'm going to go into Togetic. Because if we stall out the Dynamax, this is what I was saying, right? I didn't necessarily want to lead Sandslash because I want to scout out for the Grimmsnarl and see what my opponent leads. A Blizzard would have been super, super nice there, but... Nice. Oh, they Wormwind. Perfect. Okay, that's a really good turn for us, then. I'll take it. I will take it. And this is so interesting now. Because... So I obviously want a Blizzard here, but... I could switch Togetic right back out into Manectric to eat the max Lightning. So the question is my opponent max Wormwind into that slot? I think this is a pretty safe play. My opponent would have to max Quake or max Wormwind a Togetic switch out in order to get on the right side of this turn. And even if they do, it's not the end of the world. So I really like this play. Obviously, I could have just protected. I think this is a relatively easy prediction to make from their end, though, so let's see if they call it. Okay, they had Trick. That's fine, honestly. Check button. Oh, it's Lagging Tail. Okay. Well, you just gave yourself a Choice Scarf. Now the question... That looks like AV's ult to me. Okay, we freeze Grimmsnarl. That's lucky. Oh, yeah, okay. If you have Max Flare, you're definitely AV. Oh, man, but that one-shots us. So now... How do I need to get the Hail up again. Max Flare. This is not the first time we run into. I forgot about that option. Okay. I think the play here is to bring out Grimmsnarl. Or sorry, bring out Sandslash. Oh, wow. It's AV with Max Flare. Man, what was the plan against Hail early game, though? I don't know if I just led Sandslash. Like, I think here my play is to max Guard, Volt Switch, because then their Dynamax is over, I get Togetic in, so then I can go follow me into Hailstorm, and then try to sweep with Sandslash in this late game. I honestly thought it would be eject button coming out, not Lagging Tail. So we've seen Taunt, Trick. It's not going to be screens, then. Maybe Fake Out T-Wave. You normally want one attack. This might be a waste of a max guard, but I think it's fine. Like, even if you KO Manectric with a max quake here, I get the free switch into Togetic. I need the Togetic for redirection, so I think I have to max guard this turn. Ooh, they thaw out. Okay, try to trick into Sandslash. They max flare into that as well. Okay, so that's good. I wonder if we KO here with the Volt Switch. I think we should, actually. Nice. Okay. Well, I'm glad they thawed out, because I feel like we've gotten a lot of RNG, and, like, it's, you know, you don't want to win off RNG, especially in positions like that. So this is interesting, because their Dynamax is over now. Let's see who they bring in, because I can now change the tides into the weather into my favor, right, with the Follow Me in a Hailstorm. I just didn't expect Max Flare. I thought we were in such a good position in the early game, and that was my bad. And we also started this game from behind, because I didn't lead Sandslash, but the thing is, you're not always going to get the right leads in VGC, right, so part of being a strong player is being able to win even off suboptimal leads. Now, obviously, ideally, you want to lead perfectly every time, but it's easier said than done. Yeah, so Urshifu comes out. I think this is definitely a Follow Me into Hailstorm this turn. Yeah, I don't see any reason to not go for that. Urshifu's not in a good spot here, honestly. Oh, I wonder if this comes down to just the fact that whether you hit your attack with Dracozolt or not. I'm also assuming Dracozolt outspeeds the Sandslash here. Like, I'd be very surprised if Sandslash were faster for some reason. Ooh, they have Poison Jab. That shouldn't KO us though, right? Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, they managed to attack first. Or sorry, they hit through Hustle. I think if they miss there, we win, but obviously it's in their favor, so it's not something we can really complain about. So this is really interesting because Sandslash has one more turn of max, and now I have the weather in my favor, right? And the potential Sash on the Urshifu is also broken. But I have Lagging Tail on the Manectric, which means I always have to go last now with that. I wonder if a Steel Spike one-shots the Urshifu from this range. I don't think it does. That's the problem. I don't think it does. PZ is the last one. PZ. Huh. Okay. Oh, this is a really close finish then. Download. Does Hailstorm one-shot here? That is the question. The other question is who to Hailstorm as well. It's Dark Urshifu. I know Hailstorm will probably one-shot the PZ. I have the Sash intact as well in Sandslash, right? So that's in our favor. I'm really leaning towards Hailstorm here into PZ and just Volt Switch into Urshifu because we have the Sash. They don't protect. Okay, that's huge. That's huge. Because Volt Switch I would think is a 2-hit KO. No, it survived? It's Trick as well? Wait, but are you... Poison Jab. Is that choiced Urshifu then? Okay. I just went through such a swing of emotions. Because if they close combat... I mean, why wouldn't you close combat there? Right? Oh my goodness. It was Choice Scarf Trick. This guy has 2 Trick users on his team. I mean, don't we win now as long as we hit our attack? Like, you needed to KO Why would you go for Poison Jab? Unless you're choiced, right? That's the only logical explanation. Choice banded, right? That's the only thing that makes sense here. Now we're Scarfed. And we just go Iron Head, right? Like, I don't see how my opponent wins this. Yeah. Huh. Okay, they must have been choice banded there. That's the only logical explanation. Let's see how much that does. I mean, Urshifu against Manectric, Poison Jab, Choice Band. Oh, this is saying Dynamax. Yeah, that was choice banded for sure. Because if you're not banded, Manectric is, I mean, Poison Jump surprisingly doesn't do that much. If you're not banded, you do 52 to 62%, and that basically KO'd us after Hail and Poison. So yeah, must have been banded. Otherwise, my opponent's play there is always to trick and then close combat into the PZ slot. So given that they were Scarf and banded, I don't think they had a way to win. But yeah, it's a really scary team because you have Grimmsnarl with Trick and Lagging Tail. You have Scarf, PZ with Trick, and banned Urshifu, which was a lot. I thought we lost as soon as the Trick came out and the PZ survived because I thought my opponent was just going to close combat. That's not if you close combat and you get rid of our Focus Sash, we can't win because Volt Switch doesn't KO. But yeah, it was choiced in the end. I guess I should have known that based on the damage I'll put against Togetic, but I don't know my Togetic damage calc super well. So yeah, that was a crazy game to end our time with this team on, but it was definitely a fun run of game. So hope you enjoyed this team. Thank you so much to DragonairJordan for the team. Once again, it's a rental team, so feel free to try it out yourselves. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. All right, peace.